So you've made it through chapter 1, understanding the dynamics of change. And change can be a massive undertaking, as I said in the introduction video. And every organization will go through some sort of change. As in the book, we talked about planned and unplanned changes, which we'll talk about here shortly. But understanding that a department can have a change by utilizing a system or a new person, all the way, new leader, let me put it like that way, since I'm talking to leaders, all the way to a massive undertaking of a new rollout of the company-wide system, even globally. So these types of changes, you're going to be met with certain resistance, and you're going to be met with certain walls that are put up by people. And when you have this leverage correctly, what you can do is make sure that the team understands the dynamic that the change is coming. So one of the things that we always purport in the organizations we work with is to set up the change. Set up the change way before it happens, And understanding by doing that, you can start prepping people mentally, because there is a psychological component that people will grasp onto, whether it's positive or negative, just always does, in order to adhere to the change. So let's talk about the planned and unplanned changes. The unplanned, reactive, planned, strategic. Think about it that way. I always like to talk about this because there are some organizations, I'll talk about a personal experience with several organizations we work with in terms of rolling out what we call key performance indicators. And every time in rolling out key performance indicators, this is part of our accountability program and our accountability plan that we have within organizations. The KPIs is one of the 6 things for data-driven accountability, right? So understanding that factor, we start setting it up. Hey, start letting your people know that we're going to move to key performance indicators, or KPIs. We have a 6-month rollout, or start perpetuating that as much as 6 months, let me put it that way, before we start instituting. During that time, we're setting up some things and we're preparing, but the rollout may not come into 6 months or even a year later on. But the preparation, the mental preparation, is very, very key. A lot of us don't like surprises, especially in the area where we have a level of daily predictability. And all of a sudden we're going to be managed and led, and we have to have our performance metrics met by certain metrics that we are going to define, qualitatively speaking. Now we have an institution where the organization starts to change. You start to hear different things. You can feel the energy of even sometimes the momentum of the organization change. But us as leaders, we have to prep them for that. We have to give them the tools in order to be successful. So every time we roll out a KPI, and I like to utilize that one, KPIs and processes, those two have the biggest change dynamic within the organization. From a department level all the way again to company-wide, and systems as well. So understanding that people, processes, and systems are going to offer the biggest change in terms of that run your business. These 3 run your business, but they also offer the biggest psychological change in terms of resistance to the change as well. So in this chapter, I challenge you to read this chapter again, because the change dynamics don't go away. You have to learn how to handle them. And you can get in front of them if you strategically roll this out. That's why I always like talking to C-suite about strategy and how do we roll this out effectively so that we can maintain productivity, maintain efficiency, but also continue to have profit. When we have change, most of the time there will be some fallout. Or I always prepare, and I want you to be prepared as well. I always prepare the team that I'm talking to. There may be some people that won't adhere to the change, whether it's a system change, whether it's KPIs, whether it's a new leader in the organization, again, covering the business, processes, and systems levels. So that being said, again, I want to challenge you. I'm going to say that again, not because I don't have anything else to say, but that's how we learn. I want to challenge you to read this chapter again before implementing any sort of change. Go over the salient points. Hopefully you've highlighted some points if you have the hard, or let's say the paperback. You can also highlight with the Kindle and the ebook version as well. Take those points, get those points solidified right here and in here, and you'll be able to effectively roll out the change. I'll see you in chapter 3. Thank you. Bye.